Hello, everybody. Welcome to AEW Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Today, we're going to talk about the AEW shows from this past week, give you a preview of Rampage and next week's shows. Also, give you a quick Ring of Honor results. But we're going to start with some news. So, Orange Cassidy will defend the international against Gabriel Kidd at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Capital Collision show on Saturday for the international title. Really all I got for news. That was really the only newsworthy thing, but let's just get right into Dark Elevation from Monday, April 10th. So we kick it off with the trios. Actually, we had represent DT Pro Wrestling. We had the 37 commander, Shimomo Katsumata, Mo and Yuki Ino. They go against the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian. So Yuki Ino and Kip Sabian starts this matchup with Sabian out wrestles Ino before Ino lands a short block, more rope running than Ino hits a takedown. Both men tag out. Shimona Katsumata and the Butcher tag in. The Butcher no-sells a few chops and hits a misdirection punch. Things break down briefly as the trio dies from the 37 Kamina. Back inside the ring, Mayo tags in, but his elbows don't bother the Butcher much, and the Butcher hits a choke breaker. The Blade tags in. Mayo takes some tandem moves. Mayo fires a whistle strikes of his own, but runs into a power slam for a 2 count. Sabian takes him for a senton on the corner, but he can't keep Mo down. Some stomps in the corner from Sabian, but when he goes from their senton, Mayo's avoid, and they're both down. Mayo misses an insecure but lands a super kick, then a roundhouse kick and floors Sabian. Katsumata takes in, hits a diving knee drop, then takes out the Butcher and the Blade. Katsumata with a shotgun draw kick, but misses a tornado kick. Has to wiggle his way over German suplex by laying a palm strike. Sabian hits a brain buster, hits a knee, and then clothesline, but Katsumata comes off the ropes with a tornado kick and takes in Union. The Blade takes in Eno with some corner offense, but he got caught in a powerbomb. Butcher takes in to try to drag the leg, but counters with a hook raw and then hits Blade with a draw kick. Mayo takes Ben and hits runs into a crossbody from the Butcher. Everyone gets their stuff in before Sabian hits a split leg moonsault to Katsumata and Eno, and then Mo gets hit with the drag the leg from the Butcher and the Blade, and they get the win at 7 minutes and 1 second. This was actually a fun little match to kick off this week's Dark Elevation. I give this one 7 out of 10. Then our second match, we got the tag match. We got the Renegades, Charlotte and Robin. Go against Nyla Rose and Maria Shavir. So Robin Rankin and Maria Shavir start things up with Shavir with some leg kicks and some body shots as Robin gets in the ropes to avoid her. Shavir grabs a headlock, then a shoulder block, judo toss from Shavir, and that doesn't quite avoid an enziguri. Robin lands a few kicks as they grab on the mat and takes a shot at Renegade. Renegade with some softs to Shavir, then grabs a front headlock, takes Robin again. Double chops to Shavir, but it seems to just fire her up. Body blows from Shavir, then a kick, then takes Nyla Rose. Charlotte takes in, but Nyla runs over both of them and then hits a body slam. Nyla with a double suplex to the Renegades and a double spear, then a cannibal to Robin, then hits Charlotte with a clothesline. Beast bomb to Charlotte, tries to go for the beast bomb, so but Charlotte fights free, but as soon as she gets back, Shavir takes Robin down and stops the save, but Nyla Rose finally hits the beast bomb on Charlotte for the win at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Not a bad match. I give this one 4 out of 10. Then our third match with some more trios. Actually, this time is the Dark Order, Evil Uno, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds. Go against Aaron Warp, Brother Greatness, and Elvin Alvarez. So Evil Uno, Brother Greatness starts up. Uno boots him down, starts unloading in the chorus with strikes. So John Silver tags in, and Brother Greatness takes a double shoulder tackle. Silver with some uppercuts, then a suplex, and then Brother Greatness comes back with a jawbreaker, takes an Aaron Rourke. Silver fights back, picks up both Rourke and Brother Greatness for a double Samoan drop. Elvin Alvarez gets booted by Silver, but Rourke boots down Silver distraction. Brother Greatness takes back in and hits some chops on Silver and tags in Alvarez. Alvarez hits a scoop and tags in Rourke. Silver fights him off and hits a wheelbarrow suplex. Reynolds makes the hot tag, runs for hitting a roaring elbow. Then follows it up with a Tiger Driver, goes for the cover. Alvarez broke it up. Uno with the blind take hits a neckbreaker on Alvarez. Greatness takes a double chop, then a pound bomb to Brother Greatness. Then Aaron Rourke gets hit with the stunner. German suplex jackknife combo for the win at 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Not a bad match at all. Give some door and some more wins. I give this one 5 out of 10. Then our main event tag match in the Ferns, Big Bill and Lee Moriarty go against Rex Lawless and Trax. So match begins with Lee Moriarty came over Trax and just tags in Big Bill and he unloads with strikes. Tags in Moriarty once Trax under control. Fern wants a double quarter offense, and then Moriarty with some knees to the back. Then a back heel trick puts Trax on the mat, and then Big Bill with a cheap shot to Rex Lawless, and it takes a second drop in. and then tracks smacks Moriarty back down. Big Bill takes in, and Rex Lawless takes in. He picks up Moriarty, but he runs into Big Bill. Big Bill with a stinger splash, Big Boot, and then the choke slam for the quick win at 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Squash match, I give this one 3 out of 10. This actually wasn't fair quick. I was shocked they only did 4 matches. I know they filmed 8 last week when they were in Long Island, but they only did 4. So I imagine the other 4, but I'll get to that when we run on the cards for their shows. But overall, actually, I like this one. 4 matches. This was a 25-minute, half an hour show. Only matches I recommend checking out, or only match I say right, is the opening trios match, the 37 Command versus Sabian Butcher and the Blade match. That's the only one I recommend checking out from Dark Elevation. But overall score, I give it 6 out of 10. Now we go to AEW Dark from Tuesday, April 11th. So we kick it off with Matt Taven versus the Kingdom go against Brian Pillman Jr. Match starts with a lock him, they go back for a submission. Holds for Taven, hits a dropkick. Pillman Jr. says, or Taven dumps him out of the ring. Taven chases Pillman back in the ring, but Pillman slips back to the outside and huffs the barricade of great fans. Pillman sends Taven's head repeat into the top turnbuckle, but Taven sends Pillman's head climb the top rope. Pillman comes back with a crossbody off the top rope, then looks to lock in the single leg Boston Crab. But Taven makes his way over the bottom rope to break the hold. Taven sends Pillman to the outside where there was a dropkick for the bottom rope, tosses Pillman back inside and hits a kick off the ropes. Pillman delivers a chop with a pair of short tackles, splash in the corner and falls with a Norlight suplex. Delivers a thrust kick and sets the top, looks to go flying, but Taven takes him down and hits the climax for the win at 5 minutes and 44 seconds. I give this one 5 out of 10. Then our second match of the show, Lee Johnson goes one with Blake Lee. Lee Johnson hits a boot to Blake Lee's midsection. Blake fires back with a draw kick, but Johnson takes him over a vertical suplex. Blake hits a series of right hands, but Johnson hits a pair of thrust kicks, and then the Fisherman neckbreaker for the quick win at 2 minutes and 4 seconds. I give this one 3 out of 10. Then our third match of the show, Josh Woods versus the Varsity Athletes goes on with DCK. Match begins for a lockup. They go back and forth, but Josh Woods gets the upper hand, hits a running kick, falls with a gut wrench suplex and elbow. DCK managed to roll him up for a 2 count. Woods, as soon as he kicks out, hits a knee across the jaw, Daisy K, and then follows up with the West Palm Beach Bone Breaker for the quick win at 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Another squash match. I get one 2 out of 10. Then our fourth and final match of the show, sorry. Will Nightingale goes one with Diamante. So they both ladies lock up, start this match off. They trade submission holds forward. Nightingale hits a body slam and a sidewalk slam, falls with a leg drop, tries to go for a delayed vertical suplex, but Diamante escapes and hits some several forearms. Hits a hanging neck breaker off the middle rope, then falls with a draw kick that sends Nightingale out of the ring. Then Diamante sends her back in the ring and hits some knees, and it sits on her top turnbuckle, meets her up there. But Will knocks her off, hits a missile draw, hits a hip attack, followed by a spine buster. She tries to go for the Campbell, but Diamante ducks it, and then she connects with a draw kick. Hits a rolling cutter and German suplex, followed by an uppercut, but Nightingale fires back with a pounce, and then the Dodger Bomb for the win at 5 minutes and 57 seconds. This was actually a fun little main event. I just went 6 out of 10. Another short episode of Dark, only 25 minutes. Quick each. If you squeeze in 25 minutes, quick watch. Overall, I say check out the opener and the main event. That's the only 2 matches that really matter on this episode. But overall, I give this Dark, I'd say also 6 out of 10 as well. But that was this week at Dark. By the way, I hope we get more. I wouldn't mind if they keep doing 4 to 6 matches on Dark. We don't need any more than that, to be honest with you. And now we will go to Wednesday, April 12th for Dynamite. So we kick it off with Swerve Strickland goes one with Darby Allin. Allin knocks Swerve to the outside with a stunner, followed by Tope Suicida. Strickland dodges at the coffin drop by going outside, so Allin just dies instead. So they brawl on the outside for a bit before Strickland sends Allin into the steel steps. So once they get back inside the ring, Strickland goes for a pin before taking off Darby's belt. Swerve's whipping with it, and then Swerve stays in control, kicks and chokes it with his own chain. Darby tries to bite his way out, but Swerve stops him with a stomp while Darby was on the apron as we go to picture-in-picture. We come back from picture-in-picture break. Strickland's still dominating, hits a flatliner for going to the top rope, but Darby knocks him down, gives him the tree low, and then takes his boot off and starts twisting and biting his foot. Strickland able to counter springboard Allin off the ropes into a German suplex, which was cool. Another that spot was cool, but it was pretty awesome. So they're on the apron, they're fighting. Darby Allin hits a poison Rana to the floor from the apron. That was a cool spot. Then here comes Prince Nana, runs out and puts straight because Darby throws him back in the ring. Goes for the car. Arbor's counting, and Prince Nana runs down and puts Swerve's foot on the bottom rope to break that up. So Darby tries to chase Nana, but here comes Brian Cage, who just recently re-signed a contract with AEW / Ring of Honor. Is on top of the stage to stop him. Swerve takes advantage, hits a Swerve Stomp for a 2 count. As his ankles slow him down to make the pin quicker. Cage trips up Darby as he runs the ropes, but Aubrey ejects both of them to the back. Swerve tries to use a chair, but Darby kicks out of his hands and then hits the Last Supper for the win at 14 minutes and 40 seconds. This was an excellent match to kick off this week's Dynamite. I just won 8 out of 10. So after the match, here comes the AEW World Champion. He comes over to Mike as we go to commercial break. When we came back from the break, MJF's talking trash to the fans in Milwaukee, as he calls them Milwaukee, tells them to shut it. MJF says he's not afraid to admit that him and Allen had one of the best matches in AEW history, telling with their match of Full Gear 2021. Allen says might be the best wrestlers he shared the ring with. He tried to do his catchphrase, but gets mad at the crowd doing it with him as he brings up the headlock takeover and how he beat him with it. MJF brings up how Darby has suffered 30 concussions, so he's on of the devil. Allen says asks if anything MJF's done something happy. Brings up meeting him 6 years ago, wrestling in front of 30 people. Brings up how material things mean nothing in his first year AEW. He checked himself into therapy, tells MJF to check it out sometime. Darby says he bought his parents a house, helped his dad retire with the money he made in AEW, for making a joke that Stain isn't his dad, but his best friend in the company. So MJF says Darby is a little arrogant little boy and questions Darby calling himself special and says everybody's gone through what he has. He's so sick and tired of him, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Sammy Guevara moaning about his morals as morals kill careers in the sport. For he says Darby is a gutless coward because he doesn't have the balls to sacrifice when he must be sacrificed, and just he's willing to do whatever it takes. And Darby isn't before saying legacy will be the greatest of all time. Well, Darby's legacy will be Sting's biatch. I'm just gonna say it. PG show, but you'll get what he said. So here comes Sting down the ring. He starts tossing pom-poms at MJF, says he feels like a cheerleader. Says he will stop now. MJF promises to talk to Cody Day Center. Says how the truth hurts on how MJF used to have a support system. Cody writes like Darby has Sting, and Surfer Sting has Ric Flair. Before Brand was Crow face, a Wolfpack face gives love to Kevin Nash and the late great Scott Hall. Since he still has a little Joker left in him, he brings up the AEW World title and how Showtime is over. But Showtime's just starting for Darby and how he'll become the AEW World Champion. Darby says he will become the next World Champion before MJF spits in his face and then leaves. This was actually I love this segment. This was excellent. Another straight one from MJF and for the second week in a row. And then we see TNT Champ Powerhouse Hobbs coming to the ring with his new card QT Marshall give him before he passed the keys to security to park. So we go to that match now. The Powerhouse Hobbs defends the TNT title against Milwaukee's own Salas Young versus Ring of Honor. This wasn't even a match. Hobbs goes after him, hits Town Business for the quick win to retain the title at 43 seconds. I'm going to give this one 1 out of 10. Honestly, this did not. I like Powerhouse Hobbs, don't get me wrong, but honestly, this did not need to be on the show. So then after the match, we cut outside again. This time we see the returning Wardlow destroying Hobbs' new car by smashing his windshield and scratches paint. So he gets in the forklift, smashes in the car, and flips it over. So Hobbs was about to powerbomb Young off the stage for 2 tables, but here goes Wardlow, runs out. Bunch of henchmen down for Dark, runs out and starts separating them as Wardlow slams at Aaron Solo. He picks on his powers on off the stage for one of the tables. That's that statement. And then we go to a video from Jay White and Juice Robinson, who said they're getting started with Ricky Starks. It's only beginning in the greatest era of Bullet Club ever. And it says, call themselves Bullet Club Gold. Oh, God, we don't need any more subgroups, please. So we go to our third match, our second title match of the show. For the international title, Orange Cassidy defends his 1/3 of the trio's champions, Buddy Matthews. So match starts with Orange Cassidy towards Buddy Matthews. That sends him to the outside, but as soon as Matthews rushes, Cassidy sends to the outside, hits him with the tope suicida. We go back inside the ring. Matthew catches Cassidy, but Cassidy sends him to the turnbuckle, hits a DT, followed by the orange punch. As soon as he did that, he goes right to Doc Simpson as he checks on his right hand as he injured it with the punch. As Doc's is checking on Cassidy, Matthew stomps in the hands. We go to pitcher and pitcher. So if you missed Rampage 2 weeks ago, Best Friends defeated Brody and Malachi by disqualification. Orange tried to make the save, but Buddy attacked him. Orange tried to hit the orange punch, but Buddy used the trio's toe to block it. That's why his hand was wrapped up. So we come back from pitcher and pitcher. Matthews catches Cassie off top rope, stops the DDT, attempted DDT. Before they start brawling on the apron, Cassie hits the beach break. Referee starts the 10 count, and they both got back in the ring at 9. They start trading punches while on their knees. But he trains it in the knees before he gets back to stomping and standing on the injured hand of Orange Cassidy. Matthews starts doing Cassie's kicks for hitting a vicious knee. That was a hard knee strike. But Orange comes back with a stun dog millionaire, meets Matthews on top rope. They tussle a bit till Cassidy hits an avalanche DDT and another one from a tope to the outside. He backs inside, hits a diving DDT off the middle rope for a 2 count. They go back and forth with some moves till Cassidy hits another orange punch for a 2 count. Matthews blocks another orange punch, hits a knee strike. Cassidy tells him to hit another, but Matthews hits with a stomp that only got 2 count. Cassidy was able to get Buddy Matthews inside the mousetrap for the win and retain the international title at 14 minutes and 11 seconds. Another excellent title defense with Orange Cassidy. I give this one 9 out of 10. I recommend checking this match out. Then we go see a video of the new and improved Luchasaurus as Christian Cage says things have changed. Then we come back from break. We see Renee Paquette is backstage with best friends. Trent Barrett checked out in Orange Cassidy. She has a medical update on Cassie's hand, but best friends say he's all right. With all these title defenses are making him jealous. So they challenge the new IWGP Tag Team Champions Aussie Open for the titles on Rampage this Friday. I'll get to that after this review. Then inside the ring, we see Ethan Page in the ring. He says the firm had a rough patch and brings up Matt Hardy, FTW Champion Hook in the whole contract situation. He says he's been a mess and can't get a haircut, but he still looks better than all disgusting Milwaukee hillbillies. Page says he only answers on why Hardy hit him over to have the FTW title and wants to know what he put in the contract if he still works for him. So Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy come out as Hardy did work Page. He did work Page, and the Fine Princess of Hook defeated him. They aren't part of the firm anymore and can choose the next match location in stipulation. Our stipulation is if Hardy wins, him and Isaiah can leave the firm. Okay. I think other contracts, but whatever. I'm not getting that mess. Page says there's more members of the firm. Here comes Lee Mora and Big Bill. They come out and start beating down Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy. Hook comes out and help, but he gets beat down as well. All of a sudden, Jeff Hardy makes his return, comes with a chair, and takes out the firm. I imagine we'll probably get an 8-man tag. I imagine maybe a trip 2-2. We don't know. But honestly, I came up for this firm storyline to be over. So then we go to our 4th match of the show, tag team match in Blackpool Combat Cup. Jon Moxley in the ring of World Boy Champion Claudio Castagnoli go against Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa. So Cutler and Nakazawa were making their way down the ring. They get tapped by the Blackpool Combat Club for the bell rings. Nakazawa got busted open. Once he gets back inside the ring, the bell rings that he starts with Claudio Castagnoli. So as soon as the bell rings, they start trading blows. Nakazawa gets some shots before Claudio knocks him down, hits a giant swing into the sharpshooter. Brandon Cutler breaks up as Nakazawa hits the back body to Claudio. Jon Moxley, Brandon Cutler both taking it. Moxley hits Cutler with headbutts, punches, and a bite to the nose. Brandon tried a couple clotheslines, but John knocks him down with a King Kong Lariat and Death Rider. So Mox locks in the Bulldog choke on Cutler, but Nakazawa breaks it up. Blackpool Combat Club continue with strikes and elbows, and the referee calls for the bell for the win at 3 minutes and 5 seconds. This was almost like a squash match. I get this one 3 out of 10. Now the match, Jon Moxley gets in the microphone, asks for him and Page, Don Callis, and Young Bucks are, before saying they were still in the hospital as they're bickering babies and Blackpool Combat Club plus the Elite and All Elite Wrestling. All of a sudden, we hear the music of Kenny Omega. He makes his way down to the ring as he cut a promo via satellite earlier in the show. Basically, next time he's going to beat them up. We thought he wasn't there, but he was. So they're running away for SC Sharon. They got attacked by the Young Bucks. They got laid by super kicks. Omega joins them in the ring for a beatdown. Young Bucks hit BT trigger on Moxley. Omega brings in a gear case. Omega goes to use on Moxley, but Matt Jackson stops him. Hits him with his Omega screwdriver instead. Omega goes to try to hit him with it, but Castagnoli and Yuta pull Moxley out of the ring and escape to the back. I like that little callback to their unsanctioned match back at Full Gear 2019 where Moxley tried to use screwdriver on Omega, but Omega avoided it and got stuck in the turnbuckle, so nice little callback there. Honestly, I can't wait for this feud. Like, I imagine we'll probably get an or this will probably be this year's Blood and Guts match, which I hope it is. No matter when it's happening. Then we go backstage. Tony Schiavone is with the Mogo and Bassett. Embassy. So basically on Rampage last Friday, Sports Strickland hit bought 51% of coming in. And after the Darby Lee Moriarty match, we found out it was with the Embassy. So now they go to the Mogul Embassy. Sports Strickland says he created Darby Elm. And since they weren't even full force, it brings them some unknown scores in AEW before teasing some for the show and start stated hoodies up. Then we go to our fifth match. Ruby Soho and Tony Storm of the Outcast go get Sky Blue and Riho in some tag team action. As the Outcast tags Blue and Riho at the bell before Riho takes control over Ruby Soho. She tags the Sky Blue, who hits a double draw kicks and Ruby to the outside. Riho dives onto the Outcast on the outside with a crossbody. We'll go to pitcher and pitcher. After the break, Tony Storm's tagging Blue in the apron, but Blue dodges her and kicks her Soho off to the Outcast. Both teams start going at it. Riho hits cruiser bomb on Ruby. Tony Storm hits Blue with the Sweet Cheeks music, and in the Storm Zero for the win at 6 minutes and 22 seconds. I give this one 4 out of 10. Then after the match, they continue attacking before spray praying L on Riho, hits her with a triple powerbomb. Also, here comes the Women's Champion Jamie Hayter. Makes her way up, but she gets beat down for Britt Baker. Makes a save. She tries to hit her with the stomp, but Storm and Soho pull her out. I honestly don't care about this feud. Honestly, I really don't. And then we go to our main event. We got Chris Jericho going with Keith Lee. So Keith Lee goes after Jericho with chops in the corner, followed by a pair of splashes in the corner as well. Lee stays in control and scoops him, hits the ropes, but Daniel Kishore distracts him on the ropes. Jericho kicks Lee off the apron. We go to pitcher break. We come back from the PIP. Jericho is in control, hits the lines up, but Lee comes right back with a hard lariat and a shoulder block. Lee's able to block a close over Jericho and pounces Jericho off the ropes. Lee goes for a moonsault, but Jericho puts his knees up. Keith Lee seems fine with this, but as Jericho was holding his knee, he slams down for a 2 count. Jericho locks Keith Lee in the walls of Jericho, but Lee makes it to the ropes for a rope break. Dio Garcia got involved, but Lee takes him outside the ring. Jericho tries to go for Cobra, but Lee blocks it. Turns to the powerbomb for 8. Sorry, he's going for the Cobra. Daniel Garcia distracts Aubrey Everett again. Also, we see Strickland in with a mask on, comes out, knocks out Lee with the object, and Jericho makes the cover to get the win at 14 minutes and 16 seconds. Not a bad main event. Honestly, I didn't really get why this was the main event, honestly, but I give this one 6 out of 10. So after the match, Jericho and Garcia are celebrating. Also, we hear the music of Adam Cole. He makes his way down the ring, gives Lee some words of encouragement for going backstage with them. And then Adam gives him Jericho the same side that Jericho gave him a couple weeks ago in his match with Daniel Garcia. And that closes out Dynamite. Overall, not a bad episode of Dynamite. I give this overall score, I say 6 out of 10. Only 2 matches that I recommend checking out are Swerve versus Darby and the International title match. That's the only 2 I recommend checking out. So I'll run down the cards here. So tonight's Rampage for the IWGP Tag Team Champions, the new champs Aussie Open. Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher, who won them last Saturday, April 8th at New Japan. Soraka Genesis defeating the former champions Bijouman to win the titles. An excellent match. They make their first title defense against Best Friends, Trent Brown, Chuck Taylor. 8-man tag team match with Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sanders, and Mark Briscoe. Goes against Spanish Announce Brad does Luther Cementigo and Helgo and Jake Manning. Tyler Factory goes one with Emi Sakura. And Jungle Boy Jack goes one with Sean Spears. And then on Wednesday's Dynamite so far, we have Women's Champion Jimmy Henry, Brett Burko against Ruby Soho and Tony Storm of the Outcast. And Powerhouse House defense to Tito against Warlow. And Dark Elevation. I imagine this will probably air on Monday. This was filmed back on April 5th. So Andrew Parker, Jake Hager, Matt Menard of Jericho Appreciation Society goes Jack Tollins and Cyclone and Mike Magnum. Mikey Ito goes on Ashley Du Bois. Hardy Party does Isaiah Cass and Matt Hardy go against Barbie, Orlando BRG, and Amazon goes with Mitsuki. So that was AEW's cards, and then I'll run down the Ring of Honor episode 7. Somewhere Briscoe defeats Art Davari 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Sky Blue first defeating Kelly Mann 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Darius Martin defeating Mike Bennett by disqualification 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Warrior defeat Tracy Williams 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Alice Coughlin pure champion Kirishiro Shibata defeating the workhorse Anthony Henry J. Drake 8 minutes and 48 seconds. Will Knight go defeat Lil Mean Kathleen in minute 49. Stu Grayson defeating Tony Nese 7 minutes and 16 seconds. Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena defeat Ashley Du Bois in a perfect ground match 5 minutes and 14 seconds. In the main event for the Ring of Honor World Title, Claudio Castro retains his mental league 12 minutes and 4 seconds. I check out the Workhorseman Coughlin Shibata match, the perfect ground match, and the World Title match. So these matches for episode 8 before I run down episode 8, so they did tape Roman Renegade for his Master Reign, but it did not make air because Master Reign did get injured. Hope for a speedy recovery, so that wasn't aired. So next week, episode 8, as we don't know if all these are going to air, just a disclaimer, but I'm just going to run down these 11 matches. So Mike Bennett and Matt Taylor at the Kingdom go against Ashley Andrade and Darius Martin. Will Knight go versus Robert Renegade. Lance Archer versus Josh C. Six-man tag team champ Brian Cage versus Joey Jet. And another proven ground match, women's champ, I think, versus Heather Reckless. Boulder and Bronson, the Iron Savages versus Logan Lynch and Rand Jones. Samoa Joe defends his television title against Cole Cabana. Alex Reynolds and Johnson are Dark Order versus Cole Carter and Lee Johnson. Ring of Honor World Tag Champ Pentagon Jr. versus Nick Camarado. For the AAA Mega Title, El Hidro de Vikingo defends against Grand K Loco. And Kanosuke Takeshita goes one with Lee Moriarty. So that is the AEW weekly wrap-up for this week and also the Ring of Honor stuff. I'm your host, Ethan Black. I'll be back next week. Stay safe and have a good weekend, guys.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.